Welcome back yet again, guys, to another video. Today we are going to be discussing a topic that I have not talked about in over a year. We are going to be talking about the top 5 unique colognes that will get you insane amounts of attention. I'm going to be going into the notes and the different accords that make up each fragrance in detail and the best occasions to use each fragrance. So guys, if you haven't yet, subscribe and we're going to get right into it. So firstly, guys, I just want to get some of the rudiments of fragrance out of the way just so you have a holistic understanding by the end of the video. So first, we're going to be discussing the top note. The top note is the smell you first smell right when you apply the cologne on your skin. Now, the top note is generally quite strong. It can be quite strong and pungent just because of those citrusy notes. But the top note does not last very long, maybe 5 to 15 minutes max. So it does fade after a while, but it does transition and merge into the heart note quite nicely. Now, the heart note comprises about 40 to 80%. This is where we're getting really into the nexus of each fragrance, of what you're smelling. So it's very important for these aromas and these notes to smell amazing, because this is going to be really the bulk of the scent. So it's very important that the heart note smells good, and also it does influence the base note. Now, the base note will shine through after the heart note and encompasses about 10 to 25% worth of the fragrance. Now, the base note is generally very rich and smooth and lasts the longest. Now, these 3 unique notes make up what is called an accord, which is an amalgamation and pooling of different materials and ingredients to make that unique, authentic scent. Now, to quickly go over the different oil concentrations of each cologne, the first one is eau fraiche. Eau fraiche is about 1 to 3% of oil concentration, so it's not very strong. Now, the eau de Cologne has about 3 to 4% of oil concentration, so it doesn't last very long on the skin. And then we have eau de toilette, which encompasses about 5 to 15% of oil concentration within the fragrance, and I'll be showing you an example of that today. And then the second strongest concentration, we have eau de parfum, and eau de parfum is about 15 to 20% of oil concentration, and I'll have examples of that as well today. And then we have a full parfum, which is about 20 to 40% concentration. So this definitely lasts the longest on your skin. Now, one of the richest smelling colognes to me is the Tom Ford Noir Extreme, having a wide array of different ingredients. The top notes are cardamom, nutmeg, saffron, mandarin orange, and neroli. Some key scents in the top note are saffron, which gives a sweet, honey-like scent that can have a subtle earthy tone to it, or neroli for a more floral and citrusy smell. The middle notes are coffee, rose, mastic, orange blossom, and jasmine. Some unique notes here are coffee, which presents a more creamy vanilla scent, and mastic, which is a lot more of a nebulous scent, but can resonate a smell of fresh pine. The base notes are vanilla, amber, woody notes, and sandalwood, giving the cologne a solid foundation. Now, one thing about the Tom Ford Noir Extreme that I notice on my skin is within the first 10 to 15 minutes, you get a really distinct sweet smell, but as that heart note kicks in, it dampens that smell and brings in a very nice musky smell, which is very distinctive of the Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Now, in my opinion, the Tom Ford Noir Extreme is unbefitting for work or more casual and lax environments, but is amazing for more formal or semi-formal events, whether that's a wedding or a nice date or a fancy high-end restaurant or bar. This is where this cologne is really going to show and glow. And also, wearing it with darker clothes, whether it's dark grays or even a full black outfit, this cologne would really go hard with something like that. Now, the Tom Ford Noir Extreme is an eau de parfum, so it's going to last around 4 to 5 hours. But if you want it to last that long each time, make sure you apply the cologne when you get out of the shower, as your skin and your pores will be more receptive and they'll be open. getting all the fragrance and all the ingredients in this bottle. So guys, making sure you, and this goes for any cologne by the way, making sure you apply it right after you get the shower, as your pores will be open and much more receptive. And this Olfactory Delights final accord will give notes of woody, sweet, and warm, spicy. Now the Night Parfum is a nighttime cologne if I have ever seen one. It is one of those colognes when you discover it on someone, you just cannot stop sinking your nose and your nasal passages into their neck because it smells that damn good. The top notes are cardamom and bergamot, which are more citrusy. The heart note is lavender, which is a more subtle and lighter note, but holds itself up nicely. The base notes are both amber and cedar. Now, when you first apply this cologne, the Night Parfum, it is going to smell loud and tangy, but that is because of the bergamot and the cardamom. But eventually, of course, the heart note will take its place. Now, again, as these ingredients start to come together and compound, they will create a very unique accord. One being of the Night Parfum, a very, very musky, deep, dark scent. Now, the Night Parfum is most definitely most appropriate to wear on dates or anything that has to do with love, amour, because this cologne gives such vibes of love and sensuality and seduction that really most people can't resist. So if you want to fall in love and you want that love to be mutual, definitely go for the Night Parfum. And I did want to say that this cologne, if you're going out and getting it, it does have a part 2 to it, which the part 2 to me does not smell very good. It's way too tangy and it stays that way. So if you guys are gonna go get that, just know, be warned, I don't think you get it separately. So I hope you do like the part 2 though. If you do, this is the number 3, this is the part 3. But if you like the part 2, great, but it does come together. And this cologne's final accord gives off notes of aromatic and warm, spicy. Now, the Burberry Hero is a very woody, spicy cologne, and that spice is especially prominent at the top note. This eau de toilette's top note is bergamot. The heart notes are juniper, which provides a woody cedar smell from both its foliage and its wood. And the other heart note is also black pepper, which is more on the spicy side. The base notes are Atlas cedar, Virginian cedar, and Himalayan cedar. The Atlas and Himalayan cedar have a more deep, woody, balsamic note, which these both help encompass the other 2 layers as fixatives, which fixatives help diminish the volatility in a fragrance, keeping it more leveled by equalizing the vapor pressure, elongating the lifespan of the fragrance on your skin. Now, the Virginian cedar comparatively has more of a sweeter scent to it, but definitely aids in the overall accord of this fragrance. Now, the other great thing about Burberry Hero Eau de Toilette is that it can work both with darker and lighter clothing. Now, the final accord that Burberry Hero gives off is woody, fresh, spicy, and aromatic. Now, Bleu de Chanel is a very woody and aromatic cologne, with the aromatic scents really being present during the top note. Now, the top notes of Bleu de Chanel is lemon zest, bergamot, mint, and artemisia. Now, the mint and artemisia are more sharp, but also herbaceous, followed now by the heart notes, which is lavender, pineapple, green notes, and geranium, which geranium is a bit sweet and rosy, but the sweet smell is slightly masked by its herbaceous notes as well. And the green notes offer leafy smells, giving a more natural smell to the cologne. The base notes are sandalwood, cedar, and amberwood. These 3, of course, bring in smells like a mild sweetness that is not tangy, woody scents, and also leathery scents to add more depth. Now, the Bleu de Chanel is definitely a parfum, meaning it is the strongest and the highest concentration of oil. So you want to spray this 6 inches away, not too close, just because it's that strong. And when it comes to clothing options, paired with this cologne, you definitely want to go with darker clothes generally, and this is also a better cologne at night time. Bleu de Chanel is definitely a more outgoing and extroverted scent and accord, and is definitely most appropriate for going to a fancy lounge or a nice club. And the final accord of Bleu de Chanel is woody, citrusy, fresh, spicy, powdery, which powdery can give off notes of iris. And my favorite cologne, Mugler Over the Musk. It is one of the most beautifully sensorial delights that I've ever had the privilege of smelling and having on my body, which I actually currently have on my body now. Come on, guys. Come on, take a whiff. Take a whiff. Take a whiff. It is a truly simple yet difficult cologne to explain. Mugler Over the Musk's top note gives a slightly sweet, rosy smell. The heart note, which encompasses ambrette seeds, which offers a musky, rich scent with nuances of cognac and tobacco. The heart note also releases a slight spice of black pepper, leading to the base note of cashmere wood, which has strong notes of jasmine petals, creamy sandalwood, and musk. Now, Mugler Over the Musk is a beautiful masterpiece. This accord I was flabbergasted with when I first smelled it. I have never smelled something like this in my life, and I don't think I will ever smell something like this again in my life. This is truly unique and distinctive of the Mugler bottle. Les exceptions. It is an amazing, amazing cologne, guys. Now, generally, Mugler is best worn during the day with light blues or shades of white, but you can wear it at night or at day, whenever you want, just because this cologne is truly unique and a masterpiece, and my personal favorite, if I haven't said it enough. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. Mugler Les Exceptions Over the Musk is going to chill here with me and close off with me. So make sure you go ahead and buy this cologne. I am going to leave a link for all those colognes down in the description, guys. And if you haven't, I made a video about a year ago. I was mentioning on the fundamentals of cologne. So if you want to get more into the nitty-gritty of that, I will leave a link here on the screen somewhere. So go ahead, click that, watch that if you want to go even more in depth in the fundamentals of cologne. Anywho, guys, I'll see you again in another 2 weeks.